friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Hesfa here, and today I'm going to be sharing my top 5 strategies on how to make your most money doing custom work. So today's dresser is this 1940s dresser. So while I'm sanding it, I will go ahead and dive into my top 5 strategies on making the most money while doing custom work. Strategy number 1 is make sure that you charge accordingly. Like I said, custom work makes me a lot of money because I make sure to charge accordingly. This is important because in the past, when I didn't charge enough, I have found myself resenting the projects that I was working on, and that's not good. So by making sure that I charge enough money for my time, I find that I'm willing to take the time I need to make sure that every single piece I touch comes out a masterpiece. So what I'm doing here is using my vacuum cleaner and getting all the cobwebs out of here. Like I mentioned, this dresser is from the 1940s, so it is quite old and it's built up a lot of dust over the years. And once I'm done using my vacuum cleaner, I am taking a wet rag and I am just cleaning using soapy warm water. This is so important because actually that leads us to our second strategy. When you're doing custom work, the prep is so important. Prep work is one of those things that is going to set you apart from an amateur to a pro. This is one of those reasons why these people are paying you to do this work and they're not doing it themselves. You want to make sure you get a really good cleaning on all of your pieces, because let me tell you, anyone can slap paint on a piece of furniture, but only a pro can do it right. So that's what we're doing here. Also, make sure that as you take off your hardware, you are keeping it all in a safe place, because if you're doing custom work, you don't want to lose your hardware because you're going to look like an amateur when you can't find your pieces. So what I do is, as I remove my hardware, I put each and every piece in a single Ziploc bag, and usually I put the client's name on that bag so that I know all of their hardware is in one place. Strategy number 3 is make sure that you are doing the necessary repairs, no matter how minor they seem. Because this dress is old, there are these pieces on the edges that's been peeling. If you look down here, some of this doesn't even stick out, but let me tell you, when you put white paint on this piece, you will be able to see every dent. So it is important to make sure that you examine your piece and do those minor repairs, no matter how small they look. This is what makes you a pro. Strategy number 4 is to use good quality products. When you are first starting out flipping furniture, it is totally okay to use oops paint and cheap paint that you can just grab off the counter. But as you become more experienced, it is necessary and important for you to start using products of good quality. For this project, I am using Slick Stick by Dixie Belle, because this dresser, although it is made of solid wood, the top is made of veneer. Now, because I don't want to remove that veneer, I know that I need to be able to make sure my paint sticks. The only way my paint is going to stick to this veneer is if I have a really good bonding primer. And the Slick Stick is excellent for this job. Now, you do want to follow the instructions on your product. However, for Slick Stick, it is recommended that you do your first coat, let it sit for 2 hours, then do your second coat and let it sit for 24 hours before you apply your top coats. So all I'm doing here is applying my Slick Stick. I'm going to cover the entire piece. I will let it sit for 2 hours, come back, and then do a second coat, and that will sit for 24 hours, and then tomorrow we'll do our top coat. Okay, so this is probably for another video, but just so you know, if you do use slick stick, it does not hide or prevent bleed through, so you still want to make sure that you tackle that bleed through. As you can see, I have covered this, but you can still see the undercoat is bleeding through in this white slick stick. So you do want to make sure that you seal in your bleed through. So I am using the shellac spray, and it works really well. Usually if I'm doing anything that has really dark wood, I always spray the shellac as a precaution. But in this case, I was able to apply my primer, and then I could see where it was bleeding through, so I covered it with the shellac, and that would take care of that. So now we're applying the top coat, and what I'm using here, you guys, it is bare paint that is made for cabinets, doors, and trims. The reason I'm doing this is because my client Jan is going to put this dresser in the bedroom where her grandchildren will be sleeping. Now they are 4 and 2, so that means this piece is going to get lots of wear and tear. By applying the cabinetry paint, I know that it's going to give her the most durability so that she will not have to be doing touch-ups on her own. So once I'm done applying my paint, I'm now moving on to the top. What I'm using on the top is Dark and Decrepit by DIY. The reason I'm going with this product is because, like I mentioned, this dresser is going into the children's bedroom. If they're anything like my 3-year-old, I know something on this dresser is going to get in their mouth. And so using the Dark and Decrepit, I know that it is all natural, no VOC, and I feel confident putting it in my son's room, so that's why I'm making sure I'm using this product for my clients. Now once I'm done putting the top coat, I'm applying a shelf liner to the drawers. Now I don't have to do this. This is not even something I quote my clients for, but this is something I do. Like I said, these are the details that they're paying you for that no one would do themselves. I am now using this small brush at the end, just touching up all the little finished details. You know, every time I'm done painting, I always find that there are little details that need the touch up. You cannot skip this step because it makes the difference. So I'm using the smallest brush that I can find, making sure I get every little crack and every little nook that I missed with my larger brush or my roller. So once my paint has had time to dry for over 24 hours, I am now applying my top coat. For the top coat, I'm using water-based polyacrylic. I am washing the hardware because she wants to keep the same hardware for this piece. So I'm washing it with a toothbrush in Dawn dish soap, and it gets all the oils and all of the dirt off of it very nicely. And so once I reinstall the hardware, this piece is finished, and I'll be calling my client to come pick it up, and here is the finished product. Once again, I want to reiterate that my 5 strategies to making sure you get the most money out of your custom work is: number 1, make sure that you are charging accordingly. Number 2, do not skip any steps during your prep work. Number 3, make sure that you do the needed detailed repairs. Number 4, use quality products. And finally, number 5 is presentation. I like to take my own pictures and send them to my clients. So if they do post about my work, I kindly ask that they use the pictures that I send them. And I promise you, every single time I've had clients use my pictures, I have gotten another job from those pictures. So if you can do your own quality control, you will be glad for it. So here's the finished piece, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about how I make money doing custom work, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you for watching and take care.